All right, let's get it.
All right, let's go.
So Ivan has given me a budget for when I go grocery shopping. We have a budget for every month, and part of it, he told me I am able to get flowers whenever I go grocery shopping, because one of the places I buy food is at Trader Joe's, and they have great prices on flowers. So I always get excited when I do groceries because I get to choose flowers and whichever ones I want and stuff. So here we are. So this week's topic, we decided to speak on jealousy. Jealousy can literally destroy relationships.
So I'm a big believer that jealousy stems from a big part of it. I wouldn't say all of it, I guess, but a big part of it stems from insecurity. And jealousy comes up in many areas, not just in relationships, but we're gonna stick to obviously in relationships. Now, I think that someone who's insecure generally is going to be jealous by default, simply because they're insecure with themselves. So they feel that everybody else is better than them in whatever way, whether they want to admit it or not.
Obviously, we're always gonna speak from a point where we have experienced, or how we live it between Ivan and I. Thank God, neither him or I are jealous. We've never been a jealous type. I believe that jealousy comes because of a past experience. It comes from also if you don't have identity of yourself, so you allow a fear to dwell in the midst of you and your significant other, or between you and the person you have a relationship with.
I see a lot of people that they can't leave their phone around, or they don't feel comfortable leaving their phone around. And a lot of times they use the excuse of, oh, it's my personal space and all these different things, which is true. I gotta give them credit. It is true. You know, you should respect, you know, one another's space. But at the same time, like, what do you have to hide, right? So it's one of those things that if you are using that as an excuse as to why you're not, you know, leaving your phone around, or why you're being kind of sneaky or shady, it just looks bad. Like, why would you use that as an excuse if you're not doing anything? Like, if you're not doing anything, then let it be, you know what I mean? Luckily, and thank God, we don't deal with that. So I can't really touch much on the experience of, you know, jealousy from that side of things, but I can tell you how good it is to not have it in your life. You know, to live a life where you trust each other so much that you don't hide anything, you don't have to make up stories. It's kind of upsetting to see the different things that people go through because of jealousy, and because they'll come up with different elaborate stories just to not make the other person jealous. Some actually making up stories to make the other person jealous.
Trusting that person is part of having a healthy relationship. If you can't trust that person, why would you even put yourself in that position of always being aggravated, always being annoyed, always being bothered because of your significant other doing something or saying something?
Watch out, vehicle stopped on shoulder ahead.
Sorry about that. Or saying something that, you know, it can get you jealous or it can get you bothered. Why are you putting yourself in a position of you always have to be on top of someone? I think that's so exhausting, personally, because it's like extra work, and it's extra unnecessary work for the relationship, which at the end is not healthy, which at the end the other person can get tired of it. Personal experience, I went through that. I went through having someone being super controlling, always on top of me, always checking my emails, my text messages, my social medias, which was completely unnecessary because I had nothing to hide. So the end, I got fed up and I got tired because there was nothing I caused for this person to feel this way. So it ended plain and simple.
And don't get me wrong, some jealousy is necessary, you know, like and I wouldn't even go as far as saying that it's jealousy. I would just say caring, you know. If you're just blatantly not caring, you're just, oh, I'm gonna go hang out with my guy friends, and you're just, oh, okay, go ahead, do your thing, then you kind of have to ask a little bit more questions to see what's going on. We know that there's lines that cannot be crossed, and we have the common sense of, you know, and not only common sense, but also the communication, but the common sense of not crossing those lines, understanding that you can't put yourself in certain situations that are gonna make the other person doubtful of your integrity towards them. So it's really a matter of, you know, making sure that you keep it 100% of the time. And once you keep it 100% of the time, there's no doubts, there's no insecurities. There's people who are not jealous, but their significant others make them jealous. And they actually get a kick out of it. I've seen it all the time. I've seen that there's somebody who gets a kick out of you being jealous of them because it makes them feel important. And that's just a bunch of crap. Like, if you're that insecure that you need to make the other person jealous of you so that you can feel like you're wanted, you're just making yourself miserable. You're ruining that relationship by doing that. And it's just sad. Whoever you are, and I'm sorry if you're one of my subscribers, but I'm gonna keep it 100. And remember, your identity comes from God. And yes, we always bring in God into this, but the thing is that obviously God is the one who, at least in our relationship, is the center of it. And as long as He's in the center and He's in control, there's nothing that can separate you. There's no jealousy, there's no nothing. So, with that said, don't be jealous. It's all good. Oh, look who it is. Look at the little wife. What you doing?